What's up, y'all? Today I'm going to teach you how to do the S-bend behind the boat. Before we get this video started, I just want to say this video is sponsored by Hyperlight Wakeboard, Centurion Boats, and Jet Pilot Life Jackets. The tricks you're going to already need to know how to do before attempting the S-bend are basically just knowing how to do a railie and also knowing how to have more balls than it takes to do a railie. Also, before attempting this trick, I don't really think it's the most difficult trick, but I do think when learning it, you might get pretty annihilated. So maybe wear a CGA vest, and also just take note that I'm not responsible if you get knocked out or something. But yeah, it's not really that hard to do. It's just sometimes if you get confused, you might like land on your back or just hang a heavy edge and you might get a nice solid slap. So just making you aware now before you go and just annihilate yourself. Just know that there is a bit of risk in this trick. The approach you're going to want to take for this trick, or at least the approach that I take, is getting about as wide as I possibly can away from the wakes, get on a nice progressive edge, and then progressively get harder and harder in towards the wakes. And I feel like I'm on a pretty dang hard edge when I'm ripping in towards the wakes. Or just take the same approach as you would on a railie. That'll work too. Now that you're on that hard progressive edge in towards the wakes, make sure those elbows are nice and locked into your body just like you normally would on your railie. Make sure you edge all the way through and up through the very top of the wake and start releasing and letting that board drift out behind you just like you would on your normal railie. But instead of drifting straight back, this time you're sort of going to want to take your head and tuck it between your arms and look under your rear armpit. That's what's going to get that barrel roll rotation started. So if you look under that rear armpit, that's what's going to get you starting to roll over, get that S-bend rotation started. Now that you've tucked your head through your arms, looked under your rear armpit, and got that rotation started, you're going to want to make sure you don't pull your head out of your arms, because if you do it too early, you could be upside down and you will drop from the sky onto your back. So make sure you keep looking under that armpit all the way until you finish rolling over and you can sort of see your landing again. Once you can see your landing again, that's when you can pull your head out, start taking this handle, and just like on your normal railie, you can pull this handle down towards your hips to sort of bring your feet back under you. You can just bend your knees on impact out in the flats and just edge away, riding away from the boat on your heels. The main mistake I see people making is they'll sort of pull their head out early, they'll end up dropping onto their back, or sometimes this will even make you do kind of a front flip if you pull your head out early. So yeah, just try and keep that head in between your arms and under your armpit until you finish that full S-bend rotation, and this will make the trick quite a bit easier. Also, if you start rotating super early, like almost if you're still on the wake, you might accidentally do a front flip as well. So if you do let that railie sort of release for a second and then start the rotation, the S-bend will be a bit more proper. And one other thing that I recommend that I wish I did first would be learning this at the cable. It is 10 million times easier at the cable, and also the impact is way softer because the cable is way slower. So I definitely recommend learning it at the cable before attempting it on the boat. But if you are a man and you feel like, you know, trying it on the boat and you know, just feel like doing it, then feel free. But I think it's definitely easier at the cable, and if you learn it there first, it'll be a lot easier behind the boat. I'm just gonna give you a brief little summary on how to do the S-bend. Make sure you get as wide away from the wakes as you possibly can and take a nice progressive hard edge back in towards the wakes. Make sure you edge all the way through the very top of the wake just like a railie, and let that board drift out behind you just like a railie. But this time, take your head, duck it between your arms, and look under your rear armpit to get that S-bend rotation initiated. Now that you've started rolling over that S-bend rotation, as you're finishing it up, you should be able to spot the water. That's when you can sort of pull your head out of your arms, sort of take this handle, start pulling it down to your front hip again to bring that board back underneath you. Now that you've spotted your landing and everything like that, bend your knees on impact and just ride away on your heels away from the wakes. And that's how you do an S-bend. If you guys like this video, make sure you give me a thumbs up. Comment below what kind of videos you guys want to see in the future, or what kind of tricks you guys want to learn in the future. And remember, I'll be uploading a wakeboarding video every second day forever. So make sure you guys subscribe. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.